Hi everybody, it's Christina and thank you for joining me. So in this video we're going to continue with the theme of making flowers, and this time we're going to use felt. Now you can get your felt in many different colours. These are just some of the ones that I've got. So we've got a dark purple and a pink, black, 2 shades of blue, white and green. You will need some stamens to go into the centre of your flowers, and you can use any leaf dies or any leaves that you've got to add to your card. You can also use any flower die that you've got. So don't buy anything special, just use what you have. So you can also cut your felt and make flowers from the spiral flower die. And of course you've got these in, well, I have these in different sizes. Now for my flower I've decided to use white, and I'm using the second die in the size to create my flowers. You can also cut your felt from the spiral blossoms. So this is the felt that I'm using. It's very easy to cut, and you're going to cut as many of these as you need to make your flowers. Each one has 4 layers, and I'm going to make 3 flowers. I may not use them all, but I'm going to make 3 flowers. Now this die set is a really old one from Spellbinders, and this is the rose petals one. And it's got a hole in the middle so that I can push my stamens through it. Now with this rose die there is a centre part that you can cut out, and I've cut that out in a deeper purple for this particular flower. So I'm going to show you how to make 3 different styles of flowers, and this is the spiral one. So let's get some ink onto these petals. So for these we're going to just edge the ends in Dusty Concord. And we're going to do them all the same, and we'll do them on both sides. So it's nothing special, just dab your ink on. These are the stamens that I'm going to use, so I'm going to do all of these, and I'm going to cut my centres from purple felt. Now these centerpieces don't have the hole cut out of them, so if you fold it into quarters and just snip the centre, that will give you the hole that you need to put your stamens through. And you're going to do that with both of them. Don't make it too big or it will all fall apart, just a tiny bit, and that will give you the hole that you need. Now with your stamens you're going to take as many as you need, and I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them, and you're going to get them all level, and then you're going to bend them in half and keep them level at the top. Now squeeze them tightly at the bottom. You can add some glue there if you wish, but you're going to put these through the holes in the die cuts that you've got. Now add a little bit of glue, and that will keep those stamens in place. So I'm going to use some hot glue, and we'll add all our layers to this, doing the same thing as we go along. So we'll just offset them, add some glue and push them up. So that's 3 layers. This is the 4th one, and again we'll offset them, add some glue. So once you've got all your stamens pushed through, and before you trim it off, just add some glue around the bottom, and that will keep everything in place. And then once that glue is dry, you can then trim it off, and you'll have a nice neat finish to your cards, to your flowers. So to make my flowers, I'm going to use the second die in the set. I'm going to use some broken china and some spun sugar with some little brushes to add colour to the petals. I'm using white felt and I'm going to use these stamens. Now I don't need this green part that's on the stamen stem, but we will keep the length to it till we've finished. So for now I'm going to use this die and I'm going to cut out as many petals as I need, and I would use 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 layers on that, and this centre. Pink on one side, pink on one part of it, and on the other side I'm going to use the turquoise, the broken china, and that's going to go there. So let's just make this a little bit more pink. Now once they're all done, this is what you will have. And of course you have these as your stamens, so that will create that flower. You're going to take your stamens and push them through the hole that you've had to cut, because these don't cut the holes in the middle. And what you're going to do is just add a little bit of glue to the bottom and push that up onto the stamens. And then you're going to thread it through another one, but you're going to keep all the pink to one side, and you're going to offset the petals. And again, just add a little bit of glue to the bottom, and that will keep that in place. And then you're going to do the same again, keeping all the pink to one side. And for this one, I'm just going to go around the edges with the mustard seed. And for this you don't need any stamens in the middle. So this has got a fluted edge to it. It makes a really pretty flower, whatever you use to make your flower. So that's that done, and that's done on both sides. Now for the last flower we're going to take something that will curl it up. Either use your fingers or some tweezers, but just curl them up. So this is just going to roll this up and add some glue every so often just to keep it in place. And then you're going to add your glue to that central pad and then dot your flower down. And you can spread your petals open just a little bit, and there's another flower. So there we have 4 different types of flowers, the dyes that I've used to create them and the colours that I've used to colour them. So now you can make cards out of all these flowers. You can add either 1 or 2 or 3, but whatever you don't use, keep to one side. Now to create some leaves I've used my favourite dye, and I've got my colours that will blend with the flowers. So I've got my turquoise and my pink. This is a 5x7 card base. So for this now I'm going to create a mat that will sit on there, and then to the top of that I'm going to create a mat that will sit there. So I've got my 2 colours together on my white base. So to create my card I've got my layers. I've embossed the top layer and they're going to get stuck to my card. To the top of this I've cut myself a frame and I've put some very thin double-sided tape around the edge, and that's going to sit on there. I've got my leaves and they're going to fit along here, and then I'm going to use one of the flowers and place it there, and then pop a sentiment on there, and that will be that card ready to send. Now to add a little bit more to mine, I've used some dark green card and any leaf dies that I could find, and I've added those to my display. I've cut my happy birthday sentiment in silver and added it to some parchment, And now we can do a little bit more if you want to. You don't need to, but I just never know when to stop. So to the top of my flower I've added in some glitter, and down the side of the card I'm going to add in some diamantes. So we'll just pop some in along here, and these are in 3 different sizes. So we'll just add those along there, and we'll do the same down here. So for this next card I've used a large oval die, and I've got my card folded at the top so it's joined there, and that will give me a base. Don't forget to level off the back, and then that will stand. Then using the same die I've cut a base layer there, and then using the next die down I've cut a white layer, and that's going to sit along there. Then using my favourite leaf dies, I have cut leaves in green and this base colour. So they're going to sit along there, like so. And to the top of this I'm going to add in 2 of the yellow roses, and then I'll put my sentiment at the top. I'm going to emboss this panel as well. So I've embossed this in a flourish pattern. They're going to be added to my base card, and I'll add my leaves to the top. So in my little bit box I've found a flourish, and I've cut it in half, and I'm going to add this to my card as well. So we'll peel it off very carefully, and we'll press it down where we want it. So we'll have it there, and we'll press that down. Now we can add the leaves to the top of this, and they can go along there, and then I'll put my flowers in this corner. To the centre of each of these flowers I'm going to press a pearl. So we'll just add a spot of glue in there, and we'll press the pearl into the middle, and we'll do the same with this one. And that's now ready for a sentiment. So with the flower that's left, I've created another card. I've got my A6 base. I've created a dark green panel that will sit on the front, and I've got my white panel that will sit there. Now to the top of this I'm going to add some stenciling. So that's very light because I've only used the ink that's already on the brush. That's very light. So in there now I'm going to add my leaves, and then I'm going to pop the other flower in the middle there, and that will be 2 cards then ready for my recipients. So there are 3 cards made using the flowers. We'll pop them on one side, and for the next card we're going to do a square one, and we're going to use the lilac flower that's on the front. So for this I have found some diamante in my bit box, and I'm going to add this to this square panel, and then I've cut myself another square that will sit in the middle. I'm going to add the leaves in a dark green and a lighter green, and they can sit along there. The flower can go there, and the happy birthday sentiment can sit there at the bottom. And then for the next one I have a circular card. Now for this I've searched my bit box, and in my bit box I have found this panel. I've also cut a round circular panel that will sit there, and then I found this in my bit box, in silver card. So for this one now I'm going to add some green leaves and my pink flower, and that's my happy birthday sentiment. So those are my next two cards. So I'll go away and glue these in place, and then I'll come back and show you all the cards that I've made using these beautiful felt flowers. So there are my cards in different shapes ready to send. So we've created a circular card and an oval one. Both have had the backs levelled off so that each card will stand. All my flowers have been glittered. These have got ordinary mulberry flowers added into them, and the rest of them have got diamante or pearls around the edges. They're all birthday cards, so they're all ready now to send. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please leave me a comment and give me the thumbs up. And why not subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, then you'll always be aware when I add a new video. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again soon, and if you make the felt flowers, have fun.